Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, this is the all-new look for now what's known as the Bloodhound LSR for land speed record. This is a particular situation you may know about, and if you don't, I'll clue you in. This was a land speed record attempt car trying to go after the world record for land speed and trying to absolutely demolish it. They were hoping to be able to go 1,000 miles an hour on the land. The trick was all the design work, the engineering work, and a little bit of the testing work was actually done on this particular machine ahead of it running out of capital. Yes, these things run through cash like no other business. So along came Ian Warhouse, who actually purchased up the rights of the machine and all the people and all the naming rights and everything to this particular brand, and actually took it back under, put those folks back to work that were working on this project. In fact, they just finished off the move to a brand new facility. It's now based in Brackley Green University, which is in Gloucestershire, England, and the work has gone on ever since. Now, the trick is, the new livery actually is basically to give it a clean sheet of paper and to give a new outlook for sponsorships. Because this thing really runs through capital, they really need that funding very, very much. So even though a lot of the testing work, the over 200 mile an hour testing has gone on, they still are planning on making a couple of runs in South Africa at the undisclosed location to actually try to go after some higher speed runs ahead of their all-out record run that they're planning on making. So hopefully they can get some backers to come on board with this deal. And just think, if you had a company, and you know what, if you were going to not only be in every publication on the planet if they do make that 1,000 miles an hour, not to mention every media outlet, every television show, just everything. This thing's going to be everywhere if they make this record. Not to mention the photograph of this car being in the record books for all times until somebody actually beats this thing. So it would be a great billboard for great companies to actually jump on board. So hopefully we'll hear a whole lot more about the groups that are coming on board with this company, and hopefully they're getting that testing done sometime this year. We'll definitely keep you in tune of more of what we hear. Next up on the list, well, Ferrari showing off a brand new machine. This is the brand new P80C. This is kind of a flight of fancy. This is basically letting the Ferrari engineers and designers basically go nuts with the help of one lucky person who actually fronted the bill for this particular build, as this is a one-off machine. Chances of you ever seeing this in the flesh are probably pretty slim to none. Would love to think this thing could head to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, but we'll have to wait and see on that front, as actual owner of this thing is in Hong Kong, which is where this vehicle will head afterwards. The underneath of this vehicle is all race car. It's the GT3 race car, the 488 GT3 race car, which the power plant, all the suspension, the braking, and everything like that. But just think of this machine as basically cutting loose from the FIA regulations for GT3 racing. So this thing's got everything turned up, including the aero work, the body work. It doesn't have to be sanctioned to actually be a road-going machine that Ferrari actually sells. Not to mention the wheels grew in size, the tire width, everything, just the aero work, the whole lot of this machine has basically been done over in every extreme way. The trick is, that's pretty much all we know about this machine. I mean, there's talk that the twin turbocharged V8 is unleashed from FIA regulations, so be making well north of 700 horsepower. But that's pretty much all we know. This vehicle has made lots of laps around not only Fiorano, but other tracks in and around Italy to actually get some of the bugs out of it. The rear wing is supposedly completely removable and covering up with the bodywork if you ever want to take this to a concourse to actually run it as there. The other trick is, it sounds like that the lucky new owner from Hong Kong is not going to be a person who wants to take this on track days. Apparently this is just something that he always wanted. He or she always wanted a one-off Ferrari, something that nobody has and nobody will ever have, as this will be the only P80C that'll ever be in existence. So Hopefully this thing sees the light of day and not just to a handful of people that may know that new owner, but we'll have to wait and see on that front. The thing does look amazing. It doesn't look anything like a 488, so that's, I think, the thing that I find the most impressive. So pretty entertaining and really shows you what a customer, along with the might of Maranello and Ferrari, can do if they're just unleashed to build a one-off machine. Speaking of a limited edition machine, this is the early artwork for a brand new Zagato-based Aston Martin. This will be the new Aston Martin DBS GT Zagato. Now, gone is the whole Zagato situation where, remember when Zagato used to kind of take Aston Martins and other machines and highly modify them. This is basically kind of the underpinnings of an Aston Martin, but the rest of it is all blue sky thinking. They basically went in and completely redid the bodywork. Apparently the entire interior is going to be a one-off as well, even though they are going to build 19 of these things, but that is for the world. The trick is, other than the actual fancy artwork, there's not a whole lot known about this. No specifications have been talked about as of yet. A lot of reports are talking about the 5.2-liter twin-turbocharged V12 will be the power plant of choice, making 715 horsepower, 663 pounds-feet of torque. That is shifted through an 8-speed automatic gearbox, and chances are the vehicle is going to be rear-wheel drive. Now, this vehicle is supposedly going to be going into production late this year, the year of 2019, with early orders getting into customers' hands in late 2020, as this is a pretty extreme build. The other interesting thing is this thing's got a pretty hefty price tag. As much as I would love to know what that new Ferrari actually cost, that one-off Ferrari cost, which I'm assuming is a mountain of cash, these things cost a pretty good penny as well. All 19 of these will have a starting price of 6 million pounds sterling. That equals out to just under 9 million US dollars, so it's pretty doggone pricey. I tell you what, this has really started a whole new deal. We're starting to see a lot of cars well over $2 or $3 or $4 million. These things are getting bloody expensive, so it'll be interesting to get to see this vehicle in the steel, or in the flesh as it will, as it'll probably be built out of carbon fiber. So hopefully we get some better shots of this coming up later this year, and hopefully these vehicles won't be locked away for no one to ever see in their lifetimes. Hopefully these things will get out and about, and we'll get to see these things in the flesh. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new show as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.